Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gran, Terra, Shadowfront. I'm John. I'm your game master for the evening. Joining me today is William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Valdez Stonebeard, the Dwarven Samurai.
And Jack.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jack. I'm playing Gent Minar, the half-elf spellslinger.
And Mara.
I'm Mara, and I'm playing Titania Valkorian, a Ladrin Druid Princess.
And Nikki.
Hi, I'm Nikki, and I'm playing Scuzz, and apparently I have an onion and an apple in my pocket.
When did you not? Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm playing Ithram Volar, the Hobgoblin War Wizard.
Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm playing Carolina, who has no food in her pockets because she has eaten all of it.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy, also known as X25_7XNG something 411. And I am playing Ariel, a smart gunslinger.
When last we left off, the Steelhearts had decided on a job. Specifically, they were going to be transporting some sort of package from the Weaveborn Academy. Wow, that came over me quickly. From the Weaveborn Academy to the Arcana Mysterium. The Arcana Mysterium being a place that some of them want to go because new magic. Specifically when last we left off, some of you were going to get horses, some of you were going to get the package, and others of you were not doing anything as of the moment. So, Carolina is going up to the Weaveborn Academy. Is anybody going with Carolina?
I'll go.
So Scuzz and
I haven't
Carolina.
decided on anything.
Scuzz and Carolina are going to go to the Weaveborn Academy. Ithram was going to the stables. Is anybody going with Ithram?
Gent was going with Ithram.
Gent and Ithram are going to the stables. We'll deal with the rest of you later. First, we're going to deal with Carolina and Scuzz. So, the two of you head up to Noja, returning once more, or for the first time for Scuzz, I think, to the Weaveborn District. Yeah, because Scuzz wasn't there the last time you guys went. Again, Weaveborn District, the only district in the city that has independent walls from the rest of it, and no visible guard presence. In the middle of the district, in addition, and all the buildings and residential and commercial areas that other districts of the city have. But in the middle of the district, there is this one large, solid, black stone monolith that is the tower that the Weaveborn Academy exists in. You go up, having previously experienced how you open the door, Carolina, you very easily go up to it with Scuzz, knock on the door, and you're in the lobby. So you just turn around and the lobby is there. There is a person waiting for you. This person is a tall and lithe human. Dark skin, blue hair. Sort of dark brown skin, light blue hair, cut short. Wearing robes that are very, very nicely fitted in purples and blues with a pair of metallic bracers on and a belt that is just all full of all manner of weird and interesting things. Some of them, some vials, some books, some just like has this kind of person that carries like their office on their belt, kind of thing. Hello, the Steelhearts, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Verity. I am and you sort of like, you can see him trying to decide how best to explain a thing. Personal assistant to Master Weaveborn here at the Academy. And I will be handing off the package that you're going to be delivering to the Arcana Mysterium. If you'll please come with me. And he turns and walks towards another one of those doors. All the doors in the Weaveborn Academy appear to just be like carvings on a wall in the shape of doors that you go up to and navigate through magically. As he leads you to one of these doors and through it into, through as the sort of twisting teleportation-like door that it is, into another room. This room has magic sigils carved all over the walls. And in the middle of it, sitting in a chair, is a man. This man appears to be human. Fairly pale skin, black hair, sort of swept back out of his face and down to his shoulders, wearing what appears to be very ill-fitting robes, like they didn't have a size that was in his size. From what you can tell, well muscled, but his wrists and ankles are both bound with manacles that have runes on them, and connected by chains. His eyes are also odd. He has black eyes, which isn't the odd part. The odd part is that his irises are white rather than black, as you would normally expect. And he has a fairly genial smile on his face as he looks over and says, "Oh, hi, Verity. Welcome back. These are my escorts, right?"
Hi, my name is Scuzz. I will be your escort today.
Any care instructions?
Don't let him get hurt. Feed and water as usual. This is Ádhamh. He sort of indicates over to him. Ádhamh, who waves.
What's up with the shackles?
I'll let him explain, Verity says. Ádhamh, who stands up. And you can tell he's not actually tied to anything else. The shackles are just on him. They're not like chained to the wall or the floor. Yeah, so...
They're probably magical, right?
They are very probably magical, yes.
Okay. Sorry, that's all I wanted to know.
Yeah. Yeah, so I died at some point. I don't know when.
Oh, same.
Cool. And I don't remember how I died or anything that happened before I died. I woke up just outside of that big light wall that you guys have to the south, and I'm being basically looked over to see if I'm safe before I can rejoin society. They want to make sure that, and it's understandable, there's some sort of weird magical threat to the south, and they want to make sure I'm not a sleeper agent or something. And you guys are going to be taking me to a place where they can do that better.
Oh man, if you're sleepy, we got like coffee and stuff if you need it.
That'd be great. I haven't had a drink in a while.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta water you. Can we coffee you? Is that allowed? Is that allowed?
Verity shrugs.
All right, Scuzz, let's get back.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Cool. He holds out his hands like this to like high five towards you guys.
Yeah.
Continues to
Just
hold them
like-
out towards Carolina.
He definitely Scuzz is not the muscle here. He goes behind.
There's a sort of half sigh and a vague, like, the high five you give when you're not really paying much attention.
Like, I'll take it. Verity leads you guys back out. As you leave, as you get out of the tower, Ádhamh looks back over his shoulder and just sort of waves to Verity. "Tell Relnar I say bye and see you later." Verity just nods. He looks back at the two of you. All right, so where are we going?
I assume we had a meeting place for after they got the carts.
Yes. Does Scuzz know? No.
Would you guys have
What I
decided to?
mean is, I definitely would have gotten a meeting place that was.
Yeah, I assume we're probably all
near
probably
the
all
gate.
assembling at either there or at our company house. One of the two, probably, I would think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whatever the people who are getting the cart would have wanted, because the cart needs to go up and down, presumably, if we're.
Yeah, you guys can make that
Ithram, where do you
decision
want us to meet?
right now.
Probably back at the house would be the best. That way, you don't have to track in the city with the cart and then back out the city with the cart.
That's what we do.
Just back to the house.
All right. So you guys head back to the company house. Meanwhile, Ithram and Gent. So you guys head out to the stables.
Mhm.
What are you getting while you're there?
I would like to get 2 draft horses and a wagon.
I believe we went over
If-
prices last
Yeah.
week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
135 total.
Not that I don't trust you, but I'm just going to double check.
Yeah. I am trying to sneak.
I don't
It
have
was-
that written down.
it was
I just have
$120.
$50 and a snake written down. My notes for this game are great.
$50.
$50 and a
have-
snake.
I want to see your face from last session and 2 draft horses, 100 gold, and a wagon.
I want to see your face.
Blah, 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 blah.
Well, that is small magic hats.
Mm.
There it is. Player's handbook.
Small to you. Normal size on Scuzz.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to use it later. And blow up. Probably.
He's a rocket hat.
Boom.
Oh,
No,
you're now a rocket
it's a,
man.
It's a propeller hat. Not a rocket
It is
hat.
for
it's a propeller
now.
Hat.
Things can change, John.
They can.
Look, you need to open your
So
mind.
100, yeah, 2 horses is 100 gold, and you want a cart for 15, or did you want a wagon for 35?
A wagon.
Wagon. Okay, so yeah,
Best be able to hold everybody.
yeah, that'd be 135. Yep. Carriage is 100 gold if you wanted to get one of those.
That's fancy. We're going for functionality.
Okay. Yes, you are able to acquire 2 horses and a wagon for 135 gold.
All right. Let's see. I can cover that.
Do you want them stabled here, or do you want to? Or and then the guy that was just like, do you want these? Do you want this stabled here, at the gates, or do you want it? Do you want to handle stabling yourself?
I don't believe we have stables at the company house, so probably here, right?
That's probably all right. I mean, unless you wanted to just drag it back to the house and get everything loaded in while we can, and then drive it right back out, since I think everybody's going to be ready within the next hour or two.
Oh yes, I was thinking for when we get back.
Oh, but yeah, no, when we get back, unless we've got enough money to do some property improvements, reckon leave them stable here once we return.
So you'll learn that stabling costs are 5 silver a day to maintain your horses, and if you want to buy food on your own for the horses, feed per day is 5 copper for a horse. So if you want to get some feed for the horses, because you're going to be traveling for a few days.
Yes, I will get the week's worth of feed, so that's
10 times 7, so 70 copper, which will be 7 silver.
Seven
Seven.
silver.
7 silver. So
Oh, I got this. I actually
All right.
have exactly 7 silver, so.
Please take my nickels.
Right. Basically. No, nickels are electrum, and nobody uses those.
Says you.
Well, technically, wouldn't they be dimes if you're going up the
Yes.
scale?
I love acquiring spending, like figuring out how much electrum I need to spend in order to equate the gold value of things.
Right?
I have decided.
You're that
in
asshole
all
that
of my
comes in and
worlds
pays
that
with
there's
50
just
cent
one
pieces and
dragon
$2
that has
bills.
Decided electrum is the best thing, so there's no more electrum in circulation because this one dragon has all of it.
That's
When you
original.
find it, it's like finding the hoard of like rolled up coins. You just gotta
Right.
grab it all.
No, it's a hoard of $2 bills, is what it
Mhm.
is.
I like $2 bills; they're cool.
Yeah.
They
Anyways,
have actual purchasing power, so close, but
so does electrum.
okay.
Which is
fair.
why you get a look on the person's face when you hand them an electrum, the same way someone looks at you when you hand them a $2
They're
bill.
like,
Really?
God damn it, we don't have a space in the cash drawer for this one. Son of a
I have to hide it under
Anyway.
the 20s.
or under the checks.
Or put it in the weird bills thing
Yeah,
that it has at the top sometimes.
I always put it in the checks whenever I work the cash register. I would put like weird bills like that under those.
I don't know.
throw
The
that shit
register
under,
I worked
buy it
for
later.
the longest had like a other bills weird things.
Yeah.
Anyways, we've got sidetracked.
Yes, we did.
You
little
get-
bit.
Is there?
No.
Time to
Never.
read a magical effect. Sorry.
You have
This is not the team tangent. Not
you
the
have
goal.
acquired horses and wagon and are bringing them back to the house. Meanwhile, Valdeth, Titania, and Ariel, you were left at the house. What you doing?
Well, we have a little time. I'm gonna go up to the druid circle. Real quick.
Valdeth looks at Titania.
Real quick. Ariel, you want to come with?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you want to come with?
I don't even know why I'm saying this, but yes, I do.
Alright.
There was a weird desperation in that answer.
I guess.
I will also go along.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
It was
thank
like, it was like I'm being held at gunpoint, but the gun's invisible.
Look, sometimes the voice in your back of your head wants things.
A bagel.
And
No,
you don't
2
know how to
bagels.
deal with that. so
2
you just kind of
bagels.
say through clenched teeth, yes.
And sometimes the voice in your back, in the back of
Souls
your
of
head
the
has a
innocent.
name and a personality.
Yes.
All right, so how?
At this particular moment, Ariel is Jim Carrey and Yes Man.
So how
Yes.
how are you guys getting to the druid circle?
I was gonna take an air cab because I figured we're leaving pretty soon, and I don't want to, keep people waiting.
Cool. So that'll be
Fine.
2 gold each.
Okay.
Will pay for herself and anyone else who needs.
I've got gold now. I have much less gold now, but
All right. So yeah, you fly via the air cab up to the druid forest. The air cab drops you off outside the forest because they don't have any landing permissions inside the forest. So you will have to walk a bit of the way. Again, you are Ariel for the first time. You are treated to this view of, and Valdeth, you're treated to this view of a forest that seems like many other forests slammed together. That probably shouldn't all exist in the same spot, but do.
Right.
I like that you assume Titania has never brought Valdeth up here before.
I don't actually think so.
Really?
It's not. Yeah,
You have-
it's not like.
You haven't
I
been
don't
up
know.
here. You haven't been up here at least in this campaign,
Yeah.
and you're not a druid, so you have no reason to have gone on your own.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't think she doesn't. It's not a place she takes people to very often.
Fair.
Because it's a little bit of a thing. I don't know. I don't think she would have.
Yeah, where are you heading specifically?
To the ziggurat thing in the middle.
The temple. Right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
you get there, and you see, it's in the day, so there's a little bit different of an activity than there was the last time you were here, which was at night. People are tending the various druids and rangers are tending gardens and handling animals around the facility. Some in classes, some independently. You do see Archdruid Abernar, who is just sort of sitting on the first tier of the ziggurat-like structure, just sort of sitting there with a raven on his shoulder, watching people coming and going. His scythe just dangling, sort of off to one side.
I'm gonna go talk to the Archdruid. I'll be back in a sec. And I leave you two.
Lovely.
Valdeth looks over at Ariel.
Well, this is a thing. I have no idea why I'm here.
I mean, I'm here to make sure that she doesn't get into anything stupid, but
Well, okay, there is that, of course. I don't really know what I expected.
it's a forest full of druids.
Right. And thus I don't really know what I expected.
There isn't. You two are experiencing it now for the first time. There is this aura of tranquility all over the place. Like this place feels inherently sacred to the two of you.
Don't like that.
And not and you know, however you feel about it, it's this just sort of passive. Everything is calm. There are
Right.
there are predatory animals that are just sort of being chill, like amongst each other, as opposed to in normal wilderness where they might be hunting or hiding or doing a variety of other things. They're just sitting around. There's a bear and a large jungle cat and a pack of wolves, and none of them are fighting or hunting anything. They're just chilling.
That's just not right.
Certainly unusual.
So, Titania, you
Yep.
climb up the ziggurat.
Mhm.
Abernar doesn't really turn to look at you as you approach, but is very obviously aware of your presence.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Archdruid. I just wanted to stop in and apologize for the other night. I don't really remember what happened, but I vaguely remember a bear, and I don't know. I just wanted to apologize.
He sort of turns and looks over at you over his shoulder. Like, it's all right, Titania. I am used to the variety of escapades that you and yours get into.
Yep. All right. That was all. Thanks. Bye.
Be safe on your journeys.
You too. I'm going to wave and I'm going to go into the temple.
Okay. You go into the temple.
Mm-hmm. I am going to beeline to the drawer.
So you go to the morgue.
Uh-huh.
You open up one of the body drawers.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing in there.
Are there shit. I try another one.
You try another one. There's nothing in there.
God, does it look like it's been clean? I'm wondering about
It doesn't
this.
look like
No.
doesn't look like a new batch has been grown yet.
Shit. All right. I will close.
It takes more than a couple of days to
I
cultivate these
know.
particular kinds of mushrooms.
I don't know how many we took, if there was like part of it was left. Yeah. Okay.
You didn't take very many, but you're also not the only person that takes them.
No, I'm not. All right. I swear quietly under my breath, and then I come back outside and rejoin the rest of the group.
Hey,
You look disappointed.
Oh, No, I'm fine. It was just, stopping in, saying hello, touching base, and now I'm ready to go.
Ariel looks real suspicious, just everything around her right now.
You insight check the forest.
Can I?
Sure. Feel free.
All right, awesome. I'm insight checking the goddamn forest. Thank you for that idea. That's a 15.
So,
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
when that's the response, it's time to worry.
you are looking around,
The
just
forest
very
is lined.
suspicious of everything, and you lock eyes with a baboon that is hanging out of a tree.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
And you come to realize that this baboon gives no shits whatsoever. Like, gives less of a shit than a baboon would normally give.
Right.
As it just stares at you, just locks eyes, and eats a
Oh.
banana.
Is there a capybara around?
No.
I'm not there. That's unfortunate because I feel like that's the reason it's so tranquil.
And
Capybaras.
Ariel, you realize that this monkey has taken an interest in you and doesn't give a fuck what you think.
So I made a wisdom save so I do not continue to try to stare down the animal that gets aggressive when you stare and challenge. Can we leave now?
Oh, yes. No, that's fine.
You guys head out.
Mm-hmm.
Ariel, you get this lingering feeling of something watching you the entire time.
Fuck right off, you goddamn thing.
You get outside the forest, turn around, look back, and that baboon is still there watching you.
That baboon following us.
Keep walking, keep walking.
I know, but why is it following us?
Just keep walking.
But you get back to...
Don't- Mm.
You get back to the air cab terminal, however.
Mhm.
Congratulations, everybody. We've met our level 15 end boss.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's the monkey from Family Guy that just appears by the stairs and just goes.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna go with Sekiro. Like legitimately.
The fucking headless ape.
Yeah.
I was
fuck
gonna
that.
say the Monkey King, but
That would also work. And not unrelated to the Sekiro reference.
yeah.
All right. So, you guys get an air cab back.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Ariel, I think Gent has a crush on you, and he is my dearest friend. So if you just don't be cruel to him on purpose. It might just happen accidentally. I don't know. And I don't really care what
Valdez
you
kind
decide to do with that information, but
Valdez
I
kind of
think
hides
he
the
has a
smirk.
crush on you.
Valdez kind of hides the smirk for a minute.
And you decided to tell me this fucking why?
So you were aware.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
He's
Thanks.
kinda
Let me go
awkward.
try to find a forget spell.
Okay. I think you can probably get one of those.
It's called
No,
modified
it's
memory.
fine. I'm just saying
It's so
knowing
expensive.
that is not helpful. whatever.
Valdeth has a smirk for a very different reason, just kind of.
Well, this is going to be a fun trip.
Oh.
You all get back to the house. Unsurprisingly, Gint and Ithram get back first, followed by Carolina, Skuzz, and Ádhamh. So
Gent is trying to determine how much of the workshop he needs to pack in order to actually do work on the road.
As you're figuring that out, a voice rings out from the front door. Hello, mercenaries! I am in your care.
The fuck?
Everyone, we have brought the package. His name's Ádhamh.
In your earring if you're wearing it, and everyone who's in range would hear. Package is here.
Is it just me or does it talk?
I mean, he's magical,
Walks,
so...
talks, came from beyond the shadow wall. We'll probably explain all of it to you. If you're curious, that's a great excuse to get downstairs.
Be right out. Yep.
So
I've learned what bait
throws on his cloak and goes out to see what's going on.
Yeah. So again,
Skuzz has sat him on a couch and he's asked, what I forget the Dragonborn's name?
Cathian.
Cathian?
Cathian, thank you. Can you please get Ádhamh some coffee?
Certainly.
He's sleepy.
I will certainly do my best. And he heads to the kitchen.
Thank you.
So Gint and Ithram as you get down. Human looks to be mid to late 40s at most. 5 o'clock shadow, long black hair, these black eyes with weird white pupils, wearing ill-fitting robes, and manacles with magic runes etched into them.
Can I try and determine what those runes say?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or might function as...
Give me an Arcana check. They're on his wrists and his ankles.
Okay. That's a 17.
It's a 20.
You can both determine that these are anti-magic manacles. They prevent the person bound by them from using magic.
I will also roll that just because, even though the information's been given.
Were you a wizard then, or something?
I have no idea.
Memory loss.
I died, and I woke back up outside the light wall.
Outside as in on the far side of it?
This side of it.
The Ram
This
side
side.
or Bar side?
North side.
Oh.
Yet you call that the outside of the wall.
Yeah, apparently, I guess I got a feeling I was coming through it. I don't know.
John, this might be fishing,
Mhm.
and it's totally fine to say no. But could I call upon my arcane lore thing to remember a certain thing from the last campaign about a similar wall of null energy that occasionally spat people out?
Oh, your dubious knowledge?
Yes. I'm not necessarily saying that that's relevant, but I'm not sure a better way to phrase the question.
You wouldn't have any knowledge of it.
Okay.
There would be no way to have any knowledge of that.
Yeah. Got it. Not
All right.
related to my thing.
Yep.
Cool.
Does anybody bloody stay dead anymore?
Yes.
I mean, I've never tried, but...
Yes.
Those bandits seem to.
I definitely killed some people on the way here.
You sure they didn't just get back up and fucking walk away after? Because this seems to be a running
The
theme at
were-rats?
this point.
But you're from the other side?
Maybe? I don't know. That's why you guys are taking me to the Arcana Mysterium.
Professionalism. Let's get our package where the
Right.
package needs to go and stop asking questions that could result in us not getting paid.
Yes, we can ask questions on the road.
Yes.
Not what I meant.
We'll still get paid as long as we get him there. But yes.
I do like hot chatter.
Cathian brings out some coffee. He drinks it.
Will I grab a cup as well?
There's a
We
pile.
all
Alright,
have coffee.
Headed out.
Yeah, let's get on the road after everyone's had whatever coffee they need.
I'm gonna do druidcraft to see what the weather's gonna be like.
Oh, that's
I love it. No one uses it, but it's so good.
The greatest.
It's going to be cloudy for the next few hours, and it's going to start raining heavily.
Okay. It's gonna start raining in a bit. But it's just gonna be overcast
Oh,
for a while.
goddamn.
So
Really?
yeah.
It's fine. Wagon has tarp.
There we
Oh,
go.
the wagon has a tarp? Okay, never mind then.
It's a wagon,
Slight-
not a cart.
Yeah, it's a covered wagon.
Oh.
Cathian,
Okay.
Cathian, there's a thunk, and you look over at the dining room table, and Cathian has set not a picnic basket, but a large
Like
receptacle in which there is food and supplies.
Thank
These
you.
should last you for a few days before you have to start cooking on your own.
Thank you
Hey.
very much, Catherine.
When you start
Cathian,
cooking
you're
on
a
your
gentleman
own,
and a scholar. I don't care what Carolina says about you.
when you start cooking
I
on your
am
own, please be sure not to burn
not
your
rising
wagon.
to it. And yes, she says all of that out. Sorry.
No, it's fine. No, you
Gent,
finished.
Gent just grins at Carolina.
All Cathian said was when you start cooking on your own, be sure not to burn the wagon.
I would we cook
Eric-
in the wagon.
Some people are stupid.
Oh.
As a side note, Ariel's coffee is made of fermented grapes.
Ariel's coffee is wine.
I'm having a fruit salad for breakfast.
By the way, this is all your fault. This one was not supposed to be an alcoholic.
But then there was a discount hogshead of
See,
wine.
you say that the way
and-
I say this one wasn't supposed to be a healer.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I can't wait
Well-
for Jeremy to make a character that has an AA badge or has an AA coin.
Oh
Like-
man.
Has a chip. Yeah.
Yeah,
I grab the basket and I head out
Ádhamh.
with it.
Ádhamh. Meanwhile, you guys are fun.
Valdeth thinks
Are
for
we?
a minute.
Look at my beanie hat.
Oh, it's cool. Well, I like it. It's great.
Did not turn it on. Just want to be clear. Gotta save it.
Valdeth thinks for a minute and then goes upstairs and comes back down with a bottle that she just kind of keeps in her bag.
All right. Ariel, do you have everything you need supplies-wise for casting ammunition, that sort of
Good.
thing? Repair?
You have
Oh,
coffee
all right.
rations?
No, bullets.
No, Ariel's coffee rations.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, I'm outside real quick. I'm just gonna grab some weed from the garden because my supplies are low.
While
Right.
everyone's
Right now.
running
Just up a
around
little.
doing their maintenance, Carolina will tap the side of the wagon and imbue it with the Steelhearts logo.
All right.
Mm.
Awesome.
Dope.
Love it.
Gonna try and do that so no one sees me doing it, but
Give me a stealth check.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ádhamh is gonna be outside making sure the wagon's all.
fair enough.
I need
But
to see
he
the
probably
dining
hasn't made it
rooms.
out there yet.
And I am using this static visual effect, which I feel like covers simple logos pretty
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And do you have an inspiration you'd like to use to give yourself advantage on the stealth check?
Actually, fuck yes, I do.
Go ahead.
So that gives me what in this version?
Advantage.
Cool. 20.
Yeah, Ádhamh,
Nice.
you walk out and you don't remember it ever being there before, but the wagon is emblazoned with the Steelhearts logo.
Oh. Nice. fits perfect.
I am
And
an
then I
amazing wizard.
Go about inspecting it, making sure nothing didn't run over any potholes or anything like that. Nothing's gonna crack on the way.
Nope, it looks fine.
All right, cool.
So, you all get your various supplies.
This feels like a spell that I would.
Ádhamh follows after you and waits to see where you guys want him.
Scuzz sits him down and immediately sits next to him. She's like, so how did you know you died?
Oh, that's easy. And he sort of reaches up and sort of pulls down the front of his robes, and you see this massive scar that starts from like right here at the base of the throat, and opens out in this large diamond shape that just covers from here to the sides of his chest down to his belly button.
Whoa! Like, so is it like an outline of a scar, or is it like an actual discoloration?
Everything that is the outline. Everything inside it is discolored.
Okay.
It looks like he got punched through by like a large diamond shaped rod or something.
A laser ray
grew back.
See, that's why if you get killed by some sort of necromantic ritual. No scars.
I don't know if this was a necromantic ritual or not. It might have been.
I think it was.
Maybe like a giant bone finger or something? I don't know.
How about just try not to get killed in the first place?
Who's got a giant boner?
Oh, that's ideal, of course.
Okay, so I mean, you have a giant diamond-shaped scar. That doesn't necessarily mean that was the thing that killed you. How did you know that was the thing that killed you?
It's on my back too.
Again.
Went all the way through.
I would take a solid guess
That's
that
like,
if you have that kind of wound, it was a fatal one.
He sort of like looks at it and just sort of like measures, like that's like most of my torso.
I mean, it was but that could have been post-mortem too.
Either way, he was dead.
We're here to make you question your reality. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, no, I mean, as someone who apparently was brought back several times.
Driving the cart if no one else is.
No.
Yeah, it's from Ken.
Okay.
Scuzz, are you measuring your death dex? Is that what's happening here?
It's a death dick.
You took it to a weird place, dude. Ádhamh says. By the way, I don't know any of your names.
You know
that's when. That's literally that was when Gen had literally just starting. Hi.
I feel like exactly
my name's
that
Gen
happens.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, exactly.
Natalia trying to do things at the exact same time and just. What are you talking about? You know my name.
Valdez
Yeah, yours, but not theirs.
It's because I'm polite.
Yes, you are.
Nominally the leader of the Steel Hearts. That whether or not that's factual changes from day to day.
It's fairly factual.
Quite.
I am Ádhamh.
At Princess Titania Valkorian.
God damn it.
So, like a fairy princess or something? Or?
No, literal princess.
Oh.
But she's kind of like a fairy princess.
Sort of. I mean, my grandfather's an archfey, but
she's really pretty.
Oh, cool.
We're such a security-minded group, aren't we?
Well, my name's Ádhamh. You can call me. They called me Shadeborn at the thing. So Ádhamh Shadeborn, I guess.
That
good a name as any, I suppose.
What do you want to be called? We have a lot of people here that like to change their names sometimes.
Ádhamh's
Shut up,
fine.
Scuzz.
Okay. Scuzz didn't disclose what the names were. Just that people want to change their names sometimes.
This is true. This is very
Gent
true.
is 19 years old and reactionary.
As a 12 and dumb.
That was not necessary.
We're a great pair.
Yeah.
Is Gent actually 19 or Elven equivalent of 19?
Actually,
No,
19.
actually 19.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
As opposed
Says
to
it's 12,
Tanya,
but like the goblin equivalent of 12.
as opposed to Tanya, who's 101 years old.
Yep.
And Valdeth, who is 50, which is like dwarven equivalent of mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
Caroline is a human and has a normal human age that I totally wrote down. Caroline is younger than Gent. I guess.
Hey.
I haven't looked at this since weeks before we started the game.
Yeah.
That seems absolutely appropriate, though.
If no one stops Scuzz, he's going to keep talking to Ádhamh about like death-related things.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Ádhamh will keep talking. Ádhamh seems to be very genial, very like conversation oriented. He doesn't seem to be. You don't really get. Normally, people have bits of themselves that they hide. You sort of get there are things people don't want to talk about. There are things that people are either because they're shy or because they're anxious or awkward or because they have deep, dark secrets that'll get them killed if they reveal them. Ádhamh doesn't seem to have any of that. He seems completely fine talking about whatever you want to talk about constantly at all times.
He
So
is
just
literally
Scuzz
an
and
open
him
book.
next to each other are just like the
It's
like
beautiful.
all right, here we go. On the table, all of it. And
He's an open book, but half the pages are blank because it doesn't.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Scuzz stopped talking about death stuff like a while ago because he's not a morbid person. He just kind of like, yeah, no, I died like 4 or 5 times. And they all kind of keep popping in and out, and then names get weird and timelines get weird. But like,
Man.
still Scuzz, still me. Anyway.
I wonder if
so
I have
what's
anything
your
like
favorite
that.
food?
I
mean,
don't
do you want me to
know
punch you in the
yet.
nose? That's how I remembered everything.
Probably
like
not.
Flashing lights.
Sure, go ahead.
He won't do that. He won't do that.
Ariel punches him in the nose.
Give me an unarmed attack roll.
Okay.
This was a bad plan.
This is a great plan.
Meanwhile, Gent leans over to Ithram. Ithram, would you mind slowing it down a bit as we get closer? Holy shit.
Did you just hear that?
So you wham! Fuck, your hand hurts. You hit him and you did damage to him, but god damn, did that hurt you? He doesn't seem all that affected by it. And his nose is bleeding a little bit. Huh, that's weird.
Eyes narrow.
And you're like it feels like you just punched a steel wall.
As I was saying, Ithram, if you wouldn't mind slowing it down a bit as we get closer to the gates, I need to stop off at the stables, run a quick errand, and then catch up with the wagon.
Yes, that should be no problem. As he turns around, I did have one question though, Ádhamh. You said you killed lots of people.
Yeah.
Was that before they caught you?
Oh no!
To the Mysterium?
It turns out when you're a naked human wandering around the roads, bandits really like to try to kill you or capture you or something. I had to defend myself.
Oh, yeah.
Ariel
Naked outside
slowly pulls out her gun, cracks it open just to make sure that it's loaded, looks up at him, closes it, and puts it back to the side.
Were you unarmed?
That's a complicated question that I can't really answer with these shackles on.
Tanya, he's got his arms.
Yeah, no, I can see
Right.
that.
Magic user, reason for magic shackles. Right.
Oh.
I
Okay.
would venture that they were unarmed just because he said he was naked while he was being chased by these bandits. So
You can
That
be
does raise
naked
an interesting
with a
question.
sword, Carolina.
Right.
Yells
Is
outside
a sword
before going
closed?
back to pretending not to pay attention.
Can
At
we
least the
pause here
initial.
really quick for a
Yes,
brief
this is the
group
stop.
meeting?
Ádhamh, if you'll please move to the back of the cart so we can have a group meeting.
Sure. He'll go and he'll sit and he'll dangle his legs off
Yep.
the back of the cart.
Oh, if you
Pull
really want,
everybody
I can make.
back
I'm
a
making,
bit.
I can make sure that he's not gonna listen in.
Question: would Ariel have made an effort to pull?
Yes,
still
everybody.
outside. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Outside of range of.
yeah. Carolina was walking alongside the cart or riding or whatever.
Yep. So, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit concerned about the amount of personal, potentially vulnerable information that we're giving to the person who was delivered to us in anti-magic handcuffs.
Oh.
With the specific
Yes,
suspicion that
Your
he's
Highness.
spy. Yeah, I did give a warning about professionalism. I was overruled.
Well, there's professionalism and then there's personableness, and the two are not necessarily exclusive, but perhaps, I mean, there's a reason why I have not said my name yet. Perhaps we can not detail all of our life details and weaknesses and such things to this person, because let's be honest, he is a prisoner.
No, at the moment, he's a research experiment.
He's a research experiment in handcuffs. He's a prisoner.
I'm sorry.
Lord Valdeth?
He seems so nice, though.
Oh my god.
Well, so do some good dragons when you talk to them, if the stories are to be believed.
Idle conversation keeps him placid and not trying to do anything potentially stupid. Just keep secrets.
Okay, I'm sorry, I lied.
Whatever
Actually,
one's
I
allowed.
did meet a dragon once, but it wasn't me.
You did?
It wasn't me. It was another one, another Scuzz. They met a really cool silver dragon. Her name was like Beyonce or something like that. It was rad.
Yes.
She was awesome.
I want to hear this story. Did you befriend the dragon? What?
So she lived on a mountain with a bunch of monks. We met a Yeti too. He was great.
Gent wanders off.
Anyway, just keep things that have been kept secret from the masses secret from this person. Idle conversation is fine.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay. So the dragon was really awesome.
You look back.
He's
Ádhamh
been
has acquired an apple from somewhere you don't know where, and he's just eating it.
Scuzz checks his
That's
pockets.
not encouraging.
That son of a bitch.
I trusted him.
What items do I even?
He does not have your apples, Gus.
Where? You know what? This is a question I wanted to ask. Valdeth walks over. Where did the apple come from?
Oh, there was a barrel. We passed it.
Back. How far are we past that barrel?
You look back. There's like a fruit stand, like a little ways back.
Did the fruit stand guy notice?
Doesn't seem to have.
Valdeth will toss a copper in that direction.
It's not gonna reach. You can tell from where you're
Never
at.
mind.
It's not gonna reach.
Never mind then.
I'll hop off and do that. Yeah. A copper to however much it would have been.
I feel like an apple is like 2 copper at most.
It's like a copper, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll hand the guy a copper. Sorry, one of our took an apple.
You run back, pay for the apple, run back again.
Gent,
where are you going?
Gent's running ahead to the stables where we bought the horses from.
Mm-hmm.
And asking if they do house accounts. Basically starting a tab, more or less.
Yeah, we can foot the bill basically to your company house if you're a Griffin company.
We we're known as we're known as the Steel Arts, and I just wanted to put down a month's stable cost, which 15 gold here.
Sure. You only need to charge when they're being stabled though. So if you want to wait until you get back.
Yeah, I just wanted to. We occasionally remembering to cover things gets a little complicated in our line of work, so I wanted to pay ahead of time.
Sure.
Kind of thing.
Sure. We'll put it on.
All right.
We'll mark it down on our paperwork.
I'm just gonna
All right,
put.
so
As we have guaranteed now that these horses will not make it back.
Right.
I'm just gonna-
But if they do, we can stable. We've covered them for a month here.
No, any investment into your horses or cart guarantees that horse and cart are not going to survive.
What's
I'm
the-
gonna
what's-
name them.
What's the stable cost per day?
It is 5 silver a day.
Okay.
So
So
Gen's
I have-
paying 15 gold, which would be 30 days.
I have put our stabling tab in the party notes. It's currently at plus 15 GP, 5 silver a day.
Cool.
Is that 5 silver per horse or 5 silver total?
Per horse.
Okay.
Yeah, a horse is 5 silver a day.
Okay, so 10 silver a day. So 1 gold a day.
Jack, we didn't
You're
get
muted,
any
Jack.
of that.
Gent will pay 30 gold then, so that we have a full month for both horses.
And you don't have to pay to stable the wagon. It's just the horses are the
Okay.
things that are being taken care of.
Cool.
So you deal with that, and as you're getting done, deal with that, the wagon's coming out the gate.
Right, yeah, basically.
Because it's
And as soon as
slow
he gets
getting out
there,
of the-
he will jump back on.
Out of the city before the rain starts. If
So the exterior of Taram goes a little bit further. You guys recall this on your way back in. You know, there you see the various garages and stables that exist outside that principal wall. There's also like this sort of like not a shanty town, but like a less constructed bit of the town, like more village-esque, just outside the walls, where
A suburb, you might say?
yeah, a suburb, I might say, actually. Just outside the wall, where it's more village, less city, where people live, particularly people that live off of fishing or are traders or caravanners. A lot of caravan guard, like people that make their living as caravan guards, actually live outside the walls because it's easier to just hook onto a caravan as it's leaving rather than paying the higher prices to live inside the city and things like that. So you're passing through that first before you can really get up to speed. But once you get out of that, it only takes a few minutes. You're out on the open road and you're able to actually get the horses going at their full speed. With the horses and wagons, it'll take about 2.5 days to get to the Arcana Mysterium. So long as you're following the road. If you go off road, it takes longer because the roads are designed for travel and are less wear on the horses.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Yeah, absolutely do need roads, yes.
Yes.
We absolutely need roads, yes, 100%. Stay on the road.
yes, the
We're in-
suspension is built for the road, not so much random potholes.
Yeah,
in the
we
side of
are
the
we
hill.
are in a wagon, not an all-terrain vehicle.
Or, you know, a flying time machine.
Mhm.
Though an all-terrain wagon would be an interesting thing to see.
Just a wagon with shocks.
Yeah.
Spikes on the wheel rims, yeah.
Mhm.
Jack, you are still experiencing slowdown.
Okay.
I'm really surprised Jack can hear us so well.
Slow down and speed up immediately afterwards.
Well, yeah, because it's lag, and then snap back.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was just hilarious to hear like 10 seconds of conversation happen in 3 a bit ago.
Yeah, so you're on the open road. It's going to take you about 2.5 days. What do you guys do on that first day?
Ithram's driving.
All right. Go ahead and give me a land vehicles check
Yeah.
with your dexterity.
All right. So that's actually just a straight dex check for me. Or wait, no, I get proficiency, so 3 plus. This is when I realize I'm not proficient in any dexterity check. So 1d.
You are keeping your...
I'm gonna spend an inspiration. I have 3. I'll roll again.
Okay, you did that.
18.
Okay, 18, much better than 9. It's twice as good as 9, in fact. You managed not only to keep the wagon on the road, but you're actually making good time. You're able to keep the horses at a pace where they're not going to tire themselves out very easily, but they're also not just walking. So keeping the horses at pace, keeping the wagon on the road, both of these things reduce your overall travel time. And you're up front. Anybody keeping an eye out for various hazards or things?
Gent is.
Gint and Carolina can both give me perception checks then.
17.
16. Right. You're both keeping an eye on. The rain is oncoming and in fact hits very shortly after you guys leave. But even with the rain, you're still keeping an eye out, still managing to keep a good eye out. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of activity on the road at the moment. You spot a trade caravan that left the city a little bit after you, behind you, but you guys are moving faster than it. Doesn't seem to be anybody else going around, and no immediate native animal hazards or anything like that.
How wide are these roads? Like, are they passable? If like we catch up to the caravan, is it wide enough that we'd have to pass it, or would we have to actually exit the road to do
the
so?
caravan's behind you, but yes, the road
the
is wide
caravan's
enough to
behind
pass.
us. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, the road is wide enough to pass.
All right.
They're designed for, these are trade routes. They're designed for multiple trade caravans to be coming and going.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
All right. Also the roads that you see on the map are not 100% accurate. Those are just the major trade routes. There are other roads that you can take in places. It's just because I didn't feel like the minutia of drawing all the tiny roads that exist.
Fair.
Mal is also just trailing us up above.
Okay. So you've got an eye out. You've got people driving. Is there anything anybody wants to do on the first day?
Well,
Gent would like to. Oh, sorry.
I'm preparing the stuff I took from the garden.
Okay.
While we're sitting in the cart. Because what else am I gonna do? Keep watch for things? Nah.
Give me a. You don't need to roll to prepare it. You know what it is. You've prepared it before.
Cool. So I do that, and then at some point, I just want to talk to the horses and like say hi. Thanks for driving.
Okay.
How you feeling? You know, nothing going on with your feet. Do you have names?
Do you cast Speak with Animals?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I just talked to him.
So go ahead and cast Speak with Animals.
Yeah.
So you did find mushrooms.
They're fine. This is what they were bred for. You know, this is you do find that one of them is named Strong as Oak, and the other is named Sturdy as Mountain.
It's very poetic.
The boulder.
In horse language, which of course is neigh and neigh, but
I will pass it on to the rest of the group. It's very Ádhamh. I figured out their names. Hi. Sit up there next with you. So that one is strong as oak, and that one is as sturdy as mountain. Yes, that was it. So you know, if you have to talk to them, let them know something. That's their names. FYI.
I will keep that in mind. I don't plan on talking to them, but you know, might get pretty boring soon. If this, but boring is good on travels like this.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I was wondering, because I have no idea, and you're a wizard, so you might know. If you give weed to a magic user, could it possibly like explode? I'm not really sure, and I'm kind of curious at this point.
You're a
I've
magic
been sitting
user.
in this cart for a while.
You use magic, yes?
Yes. I mean, I don't, but I'm not the same type of magic as he's got weird eyes and things. He's from beyond the wall. You went across, didn't you? What was
Yes.
it like?
Dead. Everything was like sand. So not unlike home.
Well, he's not sand.
Yeah, he's not. he should be fine. I've smoked what you've grown, and I'm okay.
Okay. Well, that one wasn't what I had. That was gathered. So this is a slightly different variety.
Well, maybe
I've got some more though. Don't worry.
don't give them anything because they're still trying to figure out what is going on with them. So caution on side of safety.
All right. Thanks for answering.
Just means more for yourself.
It's true. I'm gonna lean back and fall asleep in the cart because this is really boring.
Titania, Velda says as she steps up.
Yeah?
Here. And she pulls a drinking horn off of her belt and pulls out of her pack a bottle that has the starscape on the bottle.
Oh.
And pops
you
the bottle.
Brought it. I forgot about it.
And fills the drinking horn and passes it over.
Thank you. I will continue to sip on that all day.
All right. Gent.
Gent is going to try and talk to Carolina.
I mean, we're all at the cart, but Carolina's probably outside more often just to keep an eye on things. But if Gent's willing to, yeah.
No, Gent will come out and definitely be, given that it's probably raining, be sheltering something under his cloak. You've had a good bit of experience with various magical theory and that sort of thing, yes?
Sure. Yeah.
I drew up a bit of a plan, and I wanted to get your opinion on it, then, if that's all right.
There's almost a flinch. Sure. I can look at it.
And basically, he's sort of shielding his journal from the rain, and there's a fairly precise diagram that Carolina would probably recognize is basically his best memory of the necessary components for the light wall tower thing that Zaki was fixing when we were down at the Bastion. But he's drawn a smaller version of it that fits in the back of a wagon. I don't know. Obviously, I'd have to get more information, and hopefully it's not, proprietary or anything, or maybe we could get licensing, but the light wall is holding back things that are dangerous. But I was thinking if one had to make an expedition on the other side, whether or not we might be able to invest something to carry some of that protection with an expeditionary force. And this was my first idea.
I'm gonna call on my dubious knowledge and roll that Arcana.
Go ahead.
I assume it'd be Arcana.
Yeah, be Arcana.
Because unfortunately, I don't think that there's a specific feature that lets me do anything beyond just make the roll I can. 25. And even if I fail, I learn 2 things, one of which is true.
Yes. There's nothing wrong with the concept. The biggest issues that you see at the moment are you don't know what powers it specifically, and it's definitely a lot more complicated than you can parse just by looking at it. It was a fairly complicated pylon of machinery, and it was something that in native size was, larger than a fort. So miniaturizing that down requires intimate knowledge of the mechanics, which Gent just doesn't have. And also it would depend on what that power source is.
But could I parse the approximations that Gent has made pretty well of where Gent has guessed at the internals?
Yeah, like based on what Gent is designing, it's possibly to do this, but you don't have enough information to confirm yes or no.
Anyway, cool. Based on that, Carolina will sort of look over. That's not a power source. That's just a conduit. The power source isn't on this diagram. I don't think we saw it. That connector there, her is in the wrong place. You've mixed up the element and till figures over here. There's definitely more complexity to this bit if you wanted it to do anything.
And looks a little shell-shocked, but sort of takes a minute to digest all of that. Excellent. I'm very glad you comprehend so much. Thank you.
Does not fly into a rage because that might blow something up. But yeah. Just keeps looking
And Gent will just kind of nod awkwardly and jump back on the wagon.
There's definitely, like, Ithram would notice, given that he's driving, heavier footfalls and more angry walking, and like that little anime cloud of disgruntled energy.
Just she's stumping now.
Oh dear.
So, the rain continues on as light dims as it gets closer to the evening. There is a town coming up. Would you like to... You can stop a little bit early and stay at an inn in this town if you want, or you could press on and camp on the road. What would you guys like to do?
Do we have a time limit?
Only that we need to be back before...
Yeah, you need to be back within 5 days.
Stop.
And it's roughly a 5-day trip, if I remember.
Mm-hmm.
We should. It'd be best if we just push past the town.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, doing the math, would stopping here push us too long?
It depends on if there are any hazards you encounter on the road. At the moment, there's no major difference, but later down the road, it might be.
All right.
I mean, to clarify, how late is it currently?
It's the sun's gone down, so it's about 9 p.m. ish.
We're not slowing our. I mean, we can get up earlier in the morning to start off. It would absolutely be more secure.
How much further would we
Here in
make
this
it if
town.
we just kept going through the town before we had to stop for the night?
That would depend on when you wanted to go to sleep.
All right. Let's take a stop in town just so that we can have one last night of respite before we hit the road and have to stay out.
Okay.
We'll leave early in the morning.
Sounds
Make up
good.
time.
Pull up at the end.
This is a
Zelda. We should set a watch anyways.
Absolutely. Definitely still keep watch.
as you pull up. This is a small town called Whey, Whey. It's
Where are the curds?
protein. There are. It's not a very populous town. It looks like it's a farming community, more than anything else. But it has an inn here because people pass through it. This is a major trade route, so every village is going to have an inn. As you're pulling up, Ádhamh sort of slinks a little bit further back into the carriage and holds up his manacled wrists. So, do you guys want me to just broadcast these, or do you want to hide them? What do you want to do?
Can we hide them?
Carolina has a smug look of this is exactly what he'll to keep going.
I mean, is it even possible to hide them?
I mean, you wrap them up. Like, give me a poncho or
Yes,
something.
there are plenty of ways to.
If I make a bouquet
Like-
of flowers, can he hold it?
Okay. John,
That's really
Yes,
shady.
Hang on. Jeremy?
being a bounty hunter
Yes.
in character, but not having been one in real life.
Yes.
I am certain that there are ways, because you have to bring people back,
Oh, yeah.
that she would know about.
Yep.
We used one of those.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Make use of
So,
your
yeah.
background.
Yep.
Like,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so basically you take a cloak and you wrap him up. You sort of wrap up his
Yeah.
upper body in the cloak so that his arms are hidden under the cloak, and you give him like somebody's backpack and sort of hang it lower on his belt rather than on his back, so that it provides a reason for the clinking around his ankles, and then you just trust that nobody looks at his feet, basically, because people don't really look at other people's feet all that much.
Nope.
I mean,
Unless you're Quentin Tarantino.
If the leg irons have a long enough chain, you can theoretically just like loop the chain around the backpack so it's not hanging and dragging on.
They're not that long.
Okay.
You can pin them up, but they don't. He's too tall for them to pin up to his waist.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys get an inn for the night. The inn will cost you. That's the other thing. Inns cost money.
Sure.
The inn will be 2 silver a person.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So
9 including Ádhamh.
I was counting 8 for Ádhamh.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
8 is Ádhamh.
Yep.
That's right. Yep.
So that'll be gold and a half plus a silver. So
1.6 silver.
I just took 2
will,
silver off, or mine.
There, Valdeth will put down a gold piece and then 4 silver. Then, assuming.
There we go.
All right. So you get a room at the inn. You sequester your package away in the inn. He's, again, just as congenial and open as he ever is, following any instructions given to him, and he goes up into whatever room you have him in. Do you have him in a room by himself or somebody with him?
Nope. I will stay in that room with him.
All right.
He does not get his own room.
Adiel, if you want to try and figure out a way to pin those leg irons up just so they're not quite as obvious while we're here.
Yes, I'll see what I can do.
He just finds a corner, sits back in it, and just chills.
Cool.
How big are the chain link loops?
They're fairly small.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I was going to
You're gonna use one of your
my iron
spikes.
Yeah, one of my iron spikes, but probably don't want to ruin the inn's floor.
It's also that.
Valdeth, are we going to be how are we doing watches tonight? One on the package, one on the wagon?
Probably wise.
I'll take first watch on wagon then.
I'll do second
Where?
on the wagon.
All right.
I'll talk too much if I'm with the package, Ádhamh guy. That's not professional.
I think in this event we can get away with probably only 2 watches, one for the late night and one for the early morning. I think in the evening most of us will still be active enough or resting enough that anyone breaking into the tavern to get in our package should wake us up.
All right.
So I think late night, early morning is really where we need watches.
Should we have 2 on the package?
Adiel,
Ariel is going to be in the room with him. Right?
Oh, okay. Ariel's just not going to sleep.
Adiel, do you want someone to switch out with you at some point to take a second watch?
It would be good. The last thing that we need is like, don't get me wrong, I've done the stay up all night thing. When I've worked solo. Here's the nice thing. I'm not working solo, so whoever would like to take my place.
All right.
I can switch with Ariel.
Perfect.
All right. So, Ariel, you've got the middle of the night. Catalina, you've got the early morning watch.
Got it.
So, after a little while, Ádhamh looks over at Ariel. So, where you from?
Yeah, we're not going there. No offense. You seem to be a very lovely person, but I prefer to maintain a certain, shall we say, professional distance from people I'm escorting in manacles. I'm making no judgment upon why you're in them, whether that is a statement to your character or not, but this isn't my first transport.
Fair enough. Does it help if I tell you I'm in these willingly?
It actually does not, although I appreciate you telling me that.
Yeah, if you ever want to unlock
A lot of people don't necessarily trust themselves for any variety of reasons. That could include possession, other kinds of similar influence, and I would rather not take that chance.
Fair enough.
You seem like a nice enough person, though.
I try. I figure if I don't know who I was previously, I might as well make up for it if I was bad. And if I wasn't bad, then it doesn't matter.
Fair.
He starts whistling.
Okay.
Everyone go ahead and give me a perception.
I feel like we just have a real chill.
Everyone give me perception checks. That's keeping watch at the moment.
19.
You notice that because you're in the room with him, you notice that he doesn't seem to be getting tired.
10.
As the night goes on, he seems to have no inclination to go to sleep.
All right. Very well. That's fine.
Ghent, you're keeping an eye on that wagon. Over the course of the night, a few other that for instance, a little while after you guys get here, that trade convoy arrives, and it apparently also stops. You can see that there are a few different. There's actually 2 different Griffin companies guarding it. You see 2 different insignias.
Do I recognize either of them?
One of them is Fishman's Hook. You don't recognize the other.
Okay.
You also recognize the leader of Fishman's Hook, who is sort of out and about. His name is... What's his name? Let me find his name. Marinus. Marinus. He's a large, well-built Triton. Who seems to be going full on like Triton King kind of thing. He has the gold-tipped trident. He wears like a manta ray cloak.
Mako Tsunami.
Yeah, like he seems to be he seems to have found his shtick and is leaning into it.
Disgust pops up and goes, "I'm the Sand Guardian, Guardian of the Sand. Cited quivers before him. Fuck off!" And then propellers out.
You see Marinus. You see you see Marinus, and you see what's her name? Ashura, who are the only 2 you've ever had any sort of interaction with. You don't really know about the rest of them, and you don't see them very obviously. Ashura is what appears to be a female elf, but she has like reptile or like crustacean scaling down her front. So she seems to be like some sort of half elf, half crab, maybe lobster. You don't know. Yeah, you see the 2 of them that you're familiar with, and the other griffins that you see, you have no idea who they are.
Oh.
They also seem to be getting rooms at this inn.
If any of them see Ghent, he'll just sort of give him a wave.
Yeah, there's a nod of acknowledgement. First shift passes by fairly uneventfully, aside from those. Second shift.
When we trade off, I will inform Carolina that he doesn't seem like the type that sleeps. Nothing else. She doesn't think she has to pass anything else on, but
There's a nod at that.
because Carolina has an
Probably
ounce of
worth
sense.
letting Jarl Valdeth know in the morning.
Indeed.
And Skuz swaps off with Gent. Well, the two of you can give me perception checks as well. And Caroline, as you come in, hi. Are you guard number 2?
Spending my inspiration on this. I had a second one.
Yep.
I got a 22.
Sorry, John. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine. No, he just asked if you were guard number 2.
I do like to think I'm the second in command.
Sense of humor. Nice. Upgrade. Skuz. Doesn't seem to be much going on on this second shift. Carolina, again, you notice that he does not seem to be tired in the slightest. He's been awake since you've met him, and he has not once gone to sleep. This point included. He will offer he will offer conversation if you want it, but otherwise he will just hum to himself.
I'm not sure if I can make like an Arcana or nature check or something for this. If he was of a either species or magical variety that did not require sleep, like for example, Warforged, whatever, would the magical manacles typically inhibit that or not?
No, they would not.
Okay.
If you
sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
If he was a Warforged, anti-magic manacles would not stop them from not needing sleep. Same thing with elves.
Okay. Would I know, this again may call for a roll, and maybe you'd say, I'm not aware of this ability existing, if the same extends to things like warlocks with that, with the no sleep.
Give me an Arcana check on that.
Okay. Fair enough. 11.
You're not sure.
Okay.
You haven't had enough exposure to things like warlocks or things that are people that are bestowed the ability to not sleep as opposed to
right. Yeah, that would be a better way to phrase what I was asked.
Yeah.
Does ever talk to everybody? Skuz probably, in a really dumb Skuz way, probably might have told people like, "Oh yeah, I woke up at like 1 a.m. and I was just not tired anymore."
Yeah, Skuz hasn't really disclosed that he doesn't need sleep anymore yet.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know if Carolina would have put 2 and 2 together because she makes an effort not to always connect those dots of, oh yeah, this obviously this arcane thing.
Yeah, no, that's her.
Sorry, Nikki.
No, you're fine. I was like, it is a thing, but also Skuz is not smart enough to like be like, oh yeah, guys, by the way. So.
But yeah, other than that, the night passes uneventfully. You all get your long rests.
I shift over into spring. So,
hey.
Does anything physiologically change when you do that?
Yes. So, her hair, which had been going sort of like brown and whitish at the ends, has shifted back into bright green.
All right. So, you all wake up in the morning, and Titania has bright green hair.
We match.
Yeah.
I mean, not hair-wise. My hair's just normally. Well, my skin too. I'm like green. Mm-hmm. Those are my shoes. My socks are. They were white.
Yeah. That happens.
One day I'll learn the spell to clean them.
Potentially relevant for people. I don't know if it is or not, but potentially relevant. Ádhamh is not wearing any sort of shoe. He's completely barefoot and has been the whole time.
Okay.
Any sort of
That's
shoe,
the
singular.
date the
Yeah.
package was delivered to me in.
Yeah, no. I just
Yeah.
whether that's relevant to anyone, I don't know. But I figured somebody might reference his boots at one point, and I'd have to correct them, and I would get yelled at because I didn't mention that he was barefoot. So he is barefoot.
I honestly kind of just assumed that he was barefoot. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he's not wearing shoes. But
I mean, generally speaking, when I consider someone in like leg irons, I assume they're barefoot.
or wearing like slippers.
Mm.
But
Yes, he is barefoot.
The question is he going full Sigma and like levitating everywhere though?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Okay.
That's what the anti-magic manacles
Yeah.
are for.
Oh, okay.
They
So that's
prevent
how you
him
get
from
that
going
fucker
full
to
Sigma.
touch you down.
I swapped a couple of
Knock
my
him on his
prepared
ass with
spells.
proper abilities.
That's true.
did some light reading, changed out some spell slots.
Yep.
You hack him and shoot him until he falls down.
Yes.
That's how you do it.
Gent rescribes his rounds for the day. He now has 2 hold person bullets.
Ooh,
Would the
goody!
building stuff we'd been given have happened to be like perishable things or things that would last longer?
The food?
Yeah,
some of it is perishable, but it's all packaged to last. Kathleen is very good at preparing food that will last for long journeys. It's all been wax wrapped and various other preservation methods, and all the meat is like salted and dried and things like
Right.
that.
All right, cool.
So we can probably hold on to those for the day and just eat at the tavern and have the start of those rations at night.
Gent is going to get up early and hitch up the horses.
Good morning, Gint. How are you doing? Do you need help with anything? He is too lively for this early in the morning.
Yes.
Ariel will
Help me-
probably be up early too.
Help me get the wagon ready to go. We need to get on the road as soon as the fucking possible, really.
Valdeth will get food for everyone for the morning.
It's because his hands are a speedy. But he is small, so he needs a step stool every now and again.
While Valdeth is preparing for food, Carolina will help with whatever needs helping with and inform her, who's currently going by him. I'm sort of debating how pronouns work in narration. Inform Valdeth that dude doesn't sleep, and that she would prefer first watch tonight.
Sounds good.
And as everyone gets ready to head off in the morning, that's where we're going to take our break for the moment. If you're watching on Twitch, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. Back in just a bit. We are back. Hello, everybody.
Why is the shark a Muppet?
That is question for the ages. As I now have to rearrange everybody because we had several things turn off and turn back on, and everyone went everywhere else. All right. So, you wake up in the morning, you get food, you get prepped, you sneak Ádhamh back onto the ship, onto the wagon. I said ship because I don't know why.
It's a land ship.
It's a
We were
land
talking
ship.
about a shark.
Because Star Wars.
It's a land ship.
Because on the other game we have a ship.
It's true.
Me too.
And you set off, turning south out of this town, heading towards the Arcana Mysterium. Even at this distance, when you're still roughly a day and a half away, you can see massive bits of land floating in the air above the Mysterium. You can't see the Mysterium, just the horizon line prevents you from seeing the Mysterium itself. But as you round the mountains from the town and head south, you can see the evidence of where the ground just, as was reported previously, just ripped itself out of the earth and levitated. Those of you that study magic know, and some of you that don't might also know this. I will leave it up to you to determine whether or not you know this. That there are things in the world of Gran Terra called Novicus events, which are random bits of thing that happen for no clear explanation, and because they happen, people can then study them and develop new ways of manipulating ether in order to make magic. Novicus events are almost always then followed by new types of magic being discovered or invented. And the largest example of a Novicus event to recent memory has been the eruption where the Arcana Mysterium was then subsequently built, where these several chunks of land mass of a previously fairly flat plain just ripped themselves out of the earth and began floating. You can now see several of these as you begin moving south.
Well, there's our target in sight, sort of, on the horizon, in the sky.
Aye, aye, aye. Aye, 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 that's a castle in the sky. It's a song. Don't worry about it.
Isn't that one supposed to be about a butterfly?
Titania, can you make some butterflies real quick?
Yes. No, actually, I can't.
That's okay.
I can't. I need something.
Why do you
special
need butterflies?
To do that.
It's
Wait, no. Well, some of them will be butterflies. Hang on. Infestation.
None of them are butterflies. They're actually moths.
Thank you, Titania.
Mites, fleas, and other parasites. Yes.
There is a cloud of bugs that Titania summons on the cart. They begin eating through the wood.
Put that away, please.
Well, I can't really get rid of them.
They
just
go away on their own after a minute.
Okay, never mind. This is a bad idea. Bad idea.
The bugs eventually disappear, leaving some amount of damage on the cart.
I wonder
Why did you need butterflies in the first place?
Look, it's sometimes you have thoughts in your head that weren't originally yours, but then they get stuck there, and then they just have to see it out. It's weird. I don't. It's hard to explain. I'm sorry.
What was the thought?
That's fine.
Like, so I go to sleep. I won't sleep, but and sometimes I wake up with other memories in my head. Mm-hmm. And I guess one of them really liked this song, so now that's in my head, and I have no context for it.
Sometimes impulse just makes you do weird things, Ádhamh says.
That's true. Well, I don't know that song, so you can teach it to me. I like singing.
As Scuzz proceeds to teach Titania Little Butterfly.
Yeah. So that happens. Scuzz does not have a singer's voice. It's bad. It's really bad. I'm Nikki. I'm not going to blow out my mic and everybody else's ears doing that. But it's bad.
Can I make something like a performance check to ascertain through Scuzz's vocalizations, like the underlying song and what it might otherwise sound like?
Sure, give me a performance check.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same because I'm actually trained in singing.
You can both do that.
See, you guys are all talking about the butterfly version. I'm thinking about the Ian Van Dahl techno.
Not well.
As far as you can tell, it's high-pitched and squealy.
Okay. Did Titania do better?
Titania, I mean, it's still high-pitched. Maybe not as squealy as Scuzz is doing it. But you can sort of get the idea.
Okay.
I didn't know this song had a music video.
It does.
Of course it does. You
Can
obviously not play enough
engineer
DDR.
this song from a bad karaoke version of it?
No one here.
I have never heard this song before.
Thousands of hours of DDR.
It's a really weird dance song, and it's
Literally absolutely a DDR song.
Yeah, absolutely, it's a DDR song. And
I'm literally only familiar with it because of a Final Fantasy X-2 music video.
Anyways.
Yeah, that is the other place that it crops up.
You learn a weird song, Titania. Kind of.
There you go. This is Scuzz's gift to you.
Thanks.
Yeah, she's gonna do that.
Oh wait, okay, we are talking about the same song.
Yeah, I am a little butterfly or whatever.
Nope, different song. Different song.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Mine's the better one.
That's the one that I'm thinking of as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. All songs are better than Butterfly.
I don't think either of the. I don't think it's very good.
Because I don't really have any.
It's very
items
easy to be
other
better
than
than
my
it.
mess kit. Maybe an hour later, Carolina passes Scuzz just like the small plate from the mess kit.
Mm-hmm.
No explanation is offered to this item being handed. But I did a thing.
What'd you do? I want to know.
You gave Scuzz a small plate.
And I'm going to send to the GM what I did.
Okay. That'll be useful.
Sorry, I should have done this in an opposite order, I'm now realizing. Other things presumably happen first, because this is going to...
Anything else happening in response to seeing some floating mountains?
Thing.
Jeremy, you finally cracked it. Nikki was wondering why she said Castle in the Sky, but with Little Butterfly tune. It's because my brain, Nikki's brain, and Scuzz's brain, because they're the same thing, it really combined the two songs.
Yes.
Because I was listening to this and I was like, I know this song.
The 2000 song is fucking fantastic. It's from that high point of 2000s EDM techno.
Cascada-esque era, yeah.
Yeah, the
Nightcore.
ATB era.
Yeah.
That whole...
I don't want to remember this right now.
Oh, that was a good era of thing.
That was a real good era of dance music.
So, anyone keeping an eye out?
No, I'm getting a plate apparently.
Give me a perception check, Gent.
That's a 19.
Right. You notice off in the distance that there seems to be some activity in the foothills of the mountains to the east.
For what it's worth, there's some shit going on over there. Everybody?
Look.
Ádhamh also looks.
While
he can look over Scuzz.
since we're moving at a relatively slow pace, I'll hand the reins over to whoever's sitting next to me, and just look through Mal's eyes to see if I can get a better vantage point from 100 feet up in the air.
And, you know, a hawk.
Yeah, and a hawk.
Let's have a perception check from your hawk.
All right.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you have a plate, Scuzz.
What's on the plate?
Looks like a plate.
Just
Just an empty plate.
16.
Carolina, why did you give me a plate?
You have to tap it. I thought you knew this. Aren't you an is it?
I'm sorry. Nikki assumed you gave Scuzz a regular ass dinner plate.
It's a regular ass dinner plate.
It does seem to be a regular ass dinner plate.
You've been given the instruction to tap it.
No, as a player, I want to reassure you this is weird.
Okay, cool. So yeah, he's like, I didn't know I was supposed to tap it, but okay. Taps it.
You tap it, and better than yours, but still not the original approximation of that song begins to play for 6 seconds.
He does that. He does the whole thing. He's so excited about this. Stop giving Scuzz these dumb things, everybody. This is bad. Stop giving my dumb child.
Ádhamh reaches over and taps it over your shoulder. It plays again. Okay, that's cool. With the 16 from the hawk. With a higher vantage point, you can see a little bit better. It seems to be some sort of camp that is breaking down. Like there's some sort of group. Looks to be about 30 to 40 people, horses and camps, like horses and tents, currently breaking down and preparing to move out.
Does it look like they're wearing uniforms or
no? Fairly ragtag assortment of gear.
Okay. All right. I'll just have Mal keep an eye and kind of give me the familiar notification if they start heading in our direction or anything like that. But I'll relay that to the rest of the group. Looks to be a camp of about 30 to 40 people just breaking down their camp.
Can Gent make a history check for knowledge of what that might be or something?
Sure.
21.
I mean, historically, groups of 30 to 40 people in the same area are some sort of military organization. Maybe bandits, maybe not. Probably bandits.
Right. Probably bandits would be my best guess. So, either we move quickly, we get undercover, we hope they don't notice, we prepare to murder them if they move this way. We hopefully, but 30 to 40, we'd be vastly outnumbered.
Ádhamh sort of leans up onto the front of the wagon. Can you see can you see if they have any tattoos?
I can't from here.
Mal.
Sorry, you cut out there at the beginning of that. All I heard was Mal.
Yeah. My internet is taking a shit right now. Did I see that, or could I see that through Mal's eyes?
Mal would have to get closer, but you probably couldn't. What's the range on your?
It's 100 feet.
You couldn't see through Mal's eyes, but Mal could get closer and see that.
Okay. I will send him over and
another perception check from Mal.
All right. 17.
There is an affirmative sort of caw from the hawk.
Yes, they have tattoos.
Any way you can get details on that? Is it a handprint that looks like it's missing a finger?
I will telepathically ask Mal to just give a, I don't know, positive feeling if it looks like a hand on them when he gets within range.
Yeah, he'll swoop back down again, and you get another confirmation.
Appears to be. Is this a group you are familiar with?
Yeah, I killed like 30 of them on my way up to Durham.
So you'll be popular then.
Oh yeah, probably want to steer clear of them though, unless you guys are really good fighters.
I mean, we are, but if we don't have to.
Geralt. How many of those bullets do you have left?
0. We sold them all.
Ha! Right. Then yeah, keep moving quickly then.
Those bullets.
Let's avoid the fight if we can.
Yes, I have Mal keeping an eye on them for when they do start heading our way, if they are indeed bandits.
No one else would happen to have anything of that destructive scale available, would they?
Sorry, which one? Of what scale?
The bullets that we sold.
No, I say to the manacled man who I think is holding up a trigger.
Absolutely not. Were those
we
like
the dice?
bullets?
Fireball bullets, yes.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything like that, obviously.
I think I can help.
I can. I mean, when it comes down to it, once we're sure that we're caught, I will start picking people off as quickly as I can. But
I might be able to help.
My thing, it's not guaranteed.
Well, right now we're going to try and avoid a fight if we can. If we can't, we'll try and deal with them as best we can. If things are fucked, we let the magic user loose, because at that point we're either going to die or we're not.
Ádhamh leans.
Truly fucked.
Ádhamh leans over onto Titania. What do you got?
This, and I'm gonna tap the cart-ish. It's
now on fire.
Within anything within 30 feet, pass without trace.
Okay.
So the wagon wheels start leaving less of a track.
Yeah.
No track, actually.
Yeah.
So nothing appears to happen as you tap the thing. So what did that do?
We're a lot quieter.
Ádhamh just like lays belly first on the cart and looks out the back. Oh yeah, no, we're not leaving any tracks anymore. Oh, that's cool.
All right, well, let's just try and avoid them for now if we can.
And how long does that keep up, Titania?
Keep concentrating on it an hour.
Well, excellent.
Yes, can we pick up the pace?
Yes.
Should be no problem.
From my experience, as long as none of us are streaking across the plains, they'll leave you alone. Then again,
you only have one data point to work, don't you?
Only have one beta what?
Only one data point to work with.
Oh. Yeah, that's fair.
Let's go.
Yes.
Just keeping an eye on them.
Everyone can give me stealth checks with a +10 to your check.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm in
I'm
a cart.
proficient.
What happened?
32.
14.
21.
Just roll for us.
I'm using my advantage on that.
You guys.
I've got
really?
a few.
Yeah, I'm gonna use
Hang on.
inspiration on that.
23
sorry.
because I didn't roll complete crap.
Let me roll that again. 30.
28.
There we go.
And Gent with a big 24.
Ithrim, do you feel like using an inspiration on that, or are you just gonna let that natural one stand?
Yeah, because I mean he's focused on driving. He's the one driving. It's hard to.
Hopefully
He's loudly
this is somewhat a
shouting,
collective
faster, louder.
Yeah!
Like 3 miles away.
I told you if you use their names, it's a lot easier.
I got confused on which was which.
Well,
The horse's ass looks the same.
Ádhamh got a 27, so
Beautiful.
as Ádhamh just sort of slumps down and just leans again, just in his I have no cares in the world at the moment attitude, just leans against the wall of the wagon and lets it ride. Fortunately, more of you got overwhelming successes than got natural ones. So, the wagon continues on. You see, those of you that are keeping an eye out eventually see the dust cloud of this group of bandits moving north.
Okay, away from where we're going.
Yeah,
I was going
you
to
guys are
say,
heading
that's
south.
the opposite direction that we're going.
Yes, you're heading south, they're heading north.
Good, that galleon just turned and sailed off.
The ghost ship is headed north. The ghost ship's headed north. Okay.
You can't tell which direction it is because all you can see are the sails and you can't see the prow really well.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
We've been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves for those at home. But yeah. So it seems to be going north. You are heading south.
Ithrim is literally standing on the bow of the ship playing his hurdy-gurdy as loud as possible.
Yep.
And
Is
you have
there
sped
any
up a
other way
bit.
to travel?
And you have sped up a bit, so.
Yep.
At the speed you're going and looking at the maps, estimated, you estimate you'll probably arrive, if you don't stop, sometime around 3 or 4 in the morning. Do you want to camp before then, or do you want to just keep going?
We can probably
Bandits are
push.
unlikely to attack the Arcana Mysterium. We can rest longer there.
Yeah, we can probably. I would recommend pushing through to the Arcana Mysterium so we're spending as little time out in the open while there are known bandits around. We can get a nice rest there and take off after we've delivered our cargo and learned new magic if possible.
And visited my sister.
That too.
Doesn't sound like
Oh,
we have
just
any
a step.
objections.
Maybe
Maybe not a conversation for right now. Gestures to the manacled guy.
Ádhamh
I
waves.
probably would have answered anyway.
I'm not sure if Carolina was fast enough to interrupt. That's up to you.
I'll make a save. Hang on. Save here. Yeah, slightly. I wouldn't have said it. It would have cut her off. Older than me.
Ádhamh looks up towards the roof of the wagon. How would I be able to use your older sister's age against you?
You'd be surprised.
I'm sure I would. That's why I'm trying to think of it.
I have no idea.
He has a very I'm trying to figure out a puzzle now look on his face.
Carolina may not have heard the entire question. If the GM wants the answer to the puzzle.
Oh no, that's that's fine. That's just Adam's like, huh.
Yeah.
Like I understand names and abilities and weaknesses. Age is one I hadn't thought of.
I don't know. I'm gonna start smoking.
Because smacks Ádhamh on the forehead, just like, I got a riddle for you.
Again, your hand.
I got a riddle for you.
Your hand stings a little bit from the smack.
It's not hard. It's more like a listen.
It's a pat.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Okay. Yep.
Listen. Hey, listen.
Oh God, flashbacks.
A guy rides in on Tuesday, stays the night, and rides out on Tuesday. How'd he do it?
He left before midnight, but after the sun went down?
He stayed a week.
month or several weeks?
Tuesday's the horse's name.
Oh.
And Gent literally sounds pain.
Scuzz is grinning. He's like, holy shit, no one has ever fallen for that one.
Valdeth like leans back and just kind of sighs.
I like that we got 3 different answers on that too. It's like he's in a week.
No, that's
the
the best.
Literally, Scuzz says,
That's the
we
best.
rode in on Tuesday, stayed the night, and then rode out on Tuesday. Like, but yeah, I mean, Scuzz was like, I've got more. They gave us a bunch of those at the Ease training grounds to keep us entertained if you want them.
Yes.
Cool. Scuzz will go through various.
Adam
immediately turns to Ádhamh and asks if he knows the silence spell.
Unfortunately, that is more of a divine-based casting, so...
Scuzz, you quickly learn... Oh, go ahead.
You're just going to have to do what I do. Learn to ignore people.
Carolina will take one of the few pieces of clothing that is not essential to maintaining modesty and hand it over. It's called a gag. There are mundane solutions to this problem.
Who are you gonna gag?
You don't have to solve everything with magic.
Both of us?
That's up to Gen.
So, Scuzz, you quickly find out that Ádhamh has no ability to solve riddles whatsoever.
This is great because Scuzz has never met someone badder at riddles than him. So.
He doesn't seem he seems fairly intelligent, but he cannot solve riddles. He cannot solve
this is not
any puzzles.
This is not smart. These are literally just regurgitated riddles that he has heard. These are the stuff you find on like bestriddles.com.
Right. This is when a 3rd grader gets a joke book. Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who are you gonna gag?
Oh god, so it's like every talent show ever where they have one of the slightly older kids MC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
This is my personal literal worst nightmare.
Here it is in front of you.
For the next few hours, as Gint is tortured silently by Scuzz.
Killing me softly.
And indirectly as well.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Does Gint how long does Gint shout out the answer? Or how long after the question is asked does Gint shout out the answer?
No, I'm waiting for when does he gag somebody. That's what I want to know.
We have 2 questions.
Or does Gent just shove the rag into his own ears?
Did he just kill himself with his gun? Like, really?
There's one way to stop hearing everything. Or he just fires the gun off next to his ear to deafen himself for a little bit. Anyways, a few hours pass.
Valdeth barely restrains from offering some dwarven riddles.
Don't get suckered in. Do not get suckered in.
You do learn through his various attempts at answering questions, which are bad on, again, cosmic levels, that he speaks a couple of different languages. You learn that he speaks Dwarvish, Elvish, and Sylvan, in addition to Common.
Oh. Carolina will, without necessarily joining the riddles, see if he speaks Draconic.
He does not appear to speak Draconic now.
Similar vein, just mutter stuff in Primordial and see if get any reaction from him.
Doesn't seem to speak Primordial either.
I'm actually surprised you didn't say.
I say in Sylvan. Where'd you learn to speak Sylvan?
He responds.
Oh wait, you don't remember.
He responds in Sylvan. No idea.
There.
I
Wow.
am not testing out the languages I know because then that reveals to him the languages that I know.
Well, if he doesn't know the languages, then it's a whole circular argument. Anyway, I continue on.
You can recognize languages without knowing what they are, or
Yeah,
not knowing how to speak them.
It depends, yeah.
Yeah, well, I have no idea. That would be his answer to any sort of question about how he knows anything that he knows.
Fair.
As we're approaching the Mysterium, based on all of the information I have and the fact it's a new day where I haven't used my knowledge thing yet, this may be too specific for the dubious knowledge feed as written, so tell me if it's his.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have any connection to the thing in my backstory, the place?
You have not. He has not given you any inclinations that would give you that idea.
Like any magical knowledge he has discussed or any etc.
No, nothing.
Not the same type.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing. Cool. Nothing he has. Nothing you have observed about him or that he has said has given you the idea that he even knows that exists.
Cool.
Much
good.
less is
good. That is ideal.
Valdez kind of leans over next to Gent and sort of looks at him. You know, dwarven riddles tend to be significantly more poetic than the ones that I'm hearing here.
Gent nods. Because at this point, if someone had asked Gent, what do you think a dwarven riddle is? His response probably would have been, what is this rock? Okay, but what is this rock? Okay, but what is this rock?
Goblin riddles are like, you eat a beetle and you eat a rock in the same day. What does your mouth taste like?
Rock beetles.
Food.
The answer is food.
To the south, you see a building. It has come over the horizon as you're getting closer. The Arcana Mysterium is a large, complex-looking castle-esque design. I say castle-esque because it has offshoots and flutes and towers and things that shouldn't work. Like, you know how in some fantasy castles that you might see in illustrations, they'll have like a tower that then just has a bit that goes out and up into another tower?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like that, but everywhere. And for larger bits of tower. Like the structure of this castle is at the same time too large, too expansive, and too weirdly drawn to work. But it does.
It's the sort of thing that you show to a third-year architecture student and they just get a nosebleed.
Yeah, basically. They get a nosebleed and pass out.
Awesome. Right.
I want my swimming pool on the 4th floor.
I want my swimming pool on my swimming pool on an arm above the 4th floor.
Oh, so
I hate you
hello
all
neighbor
for even saying that.
But as it comes into view, this weird assortment of towers becomes more and more apparent. Eventually, night falls. You continue pressing on through the dark and wind up at the gates at about, again, 2 to 3 in the morning. The gates are closed, and a voice calls out from the darkness above. State your business.
Steel hearts. Here. Oh.
The boss.
Steelhearts with a delivery of a research subject from the what was the name of the
Weaveborn Academy.
From the Weaveborn Academy.
You have the contract?
I'm assuming we do.
Yeah.
Carolina will hold it up.
A spark of light fires off from above the thing and connects with the contract. It glows for a minute. Come on in. The doors open up, and you are allowed inside. You pull the wagon into the courtyard of the Arcana Mysterium, and the first thing you notice is that a big chunk of the ground is missing. You're coming in from the northern side, and you can see there is this, the large castle structure in front of you, as well as other bits of building. And then off to the left, from where you're looking at the tower, there is just like a huge, jagged, ragged chunk of ground that is not there. And you look up and you can
Looks
see.
up.
You look up and you see where it's at. Yeah.
So it's inverse California.
The
Got it.
city, the building and the surrounding buildings seem to have been built around the rifts in the ground. As you can see, there are other smaller and some larger bits of rifts all to the south and east of the buildings. It seems like, just from a cursory glance, that they sort of built it on the remaining bit of ground after everything erupted northwards, or everything erupted skyward. And there is, for those of you that can sense magic, there is this sort of weird tingliness to the air. Like, it's not pressure, and it's not like somebody is actively casting a spell, but it almost feels like the ether here is alive, like it's moving on its own.
Carolina's eyes are gonna start to glow at that point, probably, because not super consciously in control of detect magic.
So, with Detect Magic up, you see all manner of different just ether flows all around you erupt, most of them emanating from the ground, some of them emanating from the bits of ground above you. It's just, the same place seems sort of saturated with ether.
Presumably all different schools?
Yeah, all different types of ether.
So, most of you, but I don't think all of you have seen this before. Carolina's eyes are flickering different colors and almost bleeding magic. Energy.
Ádhamh leans over and goes, "Ooh, that's cool." And looking at Ádhamh, you see the restraining magic of the anti-magic shackles. But you also see, like, sort of just under his skin, this sort of continuous conduit of necrotic and conjuration magic.
I'm going to flick my eyes over to Scuzz and sort of try and compare the two.
Scuzz's they both seem to be like sort of innate flows of ether, but Scuzz's is a little bit more erratic than his is. His is more steady.
Okay.
So what I'm hearing is, first we had the EDM song, and now we have the EDM lighting coming from someone's eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just going to remain up because I don't think she realizes it's on.
You must be the group from Terra. You hear a voice call out.
Correct.
As a fairly tall, fairly well-built feminine elf comes out. Most feminine elves most elves in general tend to be fairly lithe and very slim. Even when they build muscle, they build lean muscle. They don't build out. So it's very rare to see a elf that is bulky in any sense. What?
I said, "Hi, Rada."
It's very rare to see an elf that is bulky in any sense, muscle or fat or any combination of the two. This is one of them. As Titania, you recognize your sister Fanavel. Who is she is taller than Titania by a little bit, has short, bright purple hair right now, sort of just shortcut, very orangey brown skin, wearing light blue robes and walking with a staff in her hand. As she approaches.
That was the magic card I was referencing.
Then sees her sister and goes, "Oh my God, Titania, it's so good to see you!" As the veneer of professionalism breaks instantly.
Yep.
Oh, fuck me.
Picks up
What
Titania.
do I see from her?
Nothing active at the moment. She has some little bits of magic on her robes and in her staff, but she's not actively channeling anything.
Cool.
As she picks up Titania off the ground and
Is she
swings
quite
her
tall?
around.
Not like 5 foot.
She's about 6 foot. Yeah, she's about
Yeah.
a foot taller than you. Swings you around It's so good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm great. We had a long journey. It's really late, but we brought the person. I didn't
know you'd be doing this delivery.
I don't think we did either. I sent that letter and didn't know when we were coming, but yay!
She put you back down. Yeah, you would know that. Hang on a second. Your sister Fanavel, again, larger than most elves in every dimension. Fanavel, when she was in school, the other children would often refer to her as... Let me pull up the character sheet that has the notes in it, because I can't remember these things, because that's why I write them down. They would refer to her as Vanali, which is the elven word for, which is the elven name for a particularly giant tree that grows in the deep forest. Think California redwood, if you're thinking real world equivalents.
Did she like that name, or was it kind of a...
You got the sense that they meant it as an insult, but Fanavel never takes anything as an insult. So she just it's very hard to phase her. Whether it's because she just doesn't understand why it would be an insult, or she doesn't care, you're not sure. But
yeah.
But to give you an idea of how much larger she is, that would be a common thing that she was called.
Cool.
Well, yes, you're Ádhamh, right? She says, looking over at Ádhamh, who just raises his manacled hands and waves. Says, right, well, let's get you up to the laboratory. We'll get you out of those, and we'll start doing our research things. Thank you so much for being so cooperative. And he goes, it's fine. I don't have anything better to do.
Well, that was painless.
I got to give you, because this was the conversation that you were having with guys, I got to give you one to think on as you leave. This is the dwarven one, so it's going to be harder for you, I feel. Especially because it's more poetic. Who is she whom filthy men seek, and who falls for them as soon as they pick her? She who is herself filthy, but whom fire makes pure more surely than any bath of water.
He just sort of looks at you and goes, I have no idea.
Think on it. You'll figure it out eventually.
No, I won't. You don't know if he meant no, he won't figure it out, or no, he won't think on it. One of the
two. Carolina will whisper over to Valdeth, sex gold? There's no inclination she thinks she has the right answer. Just...
You're on a similar track, but...
Ádhamh holds up the manacles towards Fanavel. Do we need these anymore? And she goes, no, not really. And he just pulls his hands apart, and you all see the chains shatter.
Whoa.
All right, let's go.
Break the enchantment, I assume. I can tell.
Yeah, if you look at it, the enchantment is gone. And you see that sort of necrotic and conjuration energy bubble up more. It doesn't seem like he's doing anything with it. It's just now it's less repressed. Cool. He does the same thing with the ones on his feet. Lead the way. She looks a little stunned, mostly because she knows what those were and that you shouldn't be able to just snap them.
No, he can do a lot.
Since I'm watching magically, does it seem like he snaps them with magic, or just he's strong enough to snap them?
You didn't see any magical reaction.
Oh.
It should be impossible to break magic items physically, but he did.
It should be.
Yeah.
But I am living proof that's not the case.
Exactly.
So...
It's at the very least very difficult to break a magical
perhaps
item
Carolina
with physical
is
force.
predisposed to assuming that, no, you can break them.
But yeah, no, it seems like he just broke it just with sheer force.
Sure, cool.
Well, that's another thing for us to study. She says, she sort of suddenly perks back up. We'll get all of you to some rooms for the night. I assume you're going to want to stay for the night before you head out.
That'd be nice. Yes, we'd like to get some sleep.
And we'll take you to research, she says to Ádhamh. This way. She leads the way as Ádhamh just, sort of rolls his shoulders a bit and just unhooks the remaining bits of the manacles and off of his ankles and wrists and just hands them over to a guard who takes them because he's been handed to them and doesn't know why. Like, you sort of get that.
Excellent. Gent is walking right up to him and being like, I'll take those.
He'll hand them back to you, yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things where somebody just hands you something and you take them without thinking about it. It's just boom, and he follows after Fanabel.
Valdis looks
materials.
Valdis looks over.
Super creepy in the
in the slowdown. Yeah. Valdis looks at Ádhamh. You've got till we leave to figure out if you can get someone to teach you anything.
Yes. Do you think perhaps, and he turns to Titania and is, perhaps you could ask her tomorrow?
Yeah. Fanabel, does Ádhamh wanted to see, you had talked about new research. I don't know if that was this or something else, but he was really interested in.
Perhaps perhaps our studies of the gravitational phenomenons that have occurred that ripped the ground out of the ground.
Always sounds interesting. Yes.
Yes. We've been analyzing the ethereal flow here and have been able to capture some of it into spells that manipulate the forces of gravity and things like that. If you want to learn, I'm sure we can spare a few scrolls.
Yes. Should I wait till tomorrow, or is now fine?
Let's get everyone situated, and then I'll go look through our research materials and see if we have any spare scrolls.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Valdis looks over at Gent. So, do you have an answer?
Huh?
You heard the
Gent is literally just he's in full investigation mode on these these manacles.
Give me an investigation check, Gent.
Okay.
You heard the riddle a minute ago. Do you have an answer?
And I am spending an inspiration for advantage on this. Boop. 24.
Looking at it, looking at the manacles, there are minute faults in the metal.
Mm-hmm.
The kind like the kinds you get from improper forging.
Right.
That he apparently just ripped them apart by those faults specifically.
Okay.
Oh, yes, the good old shatter touch from Star Wars.
Shatter points, yeah.
Shatterpoint, yeah.
Yep. Great novel. Read it.
Yeah, like
badass.
There are like very specific faults that were built into this when it was forged. He seems to have been able to either instinctively or just through very close analysis find the specific points where applying enough pressure would cause it to break.
And exploited those.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Neat. Is there any residual magic still in these now that they've been ripped?
No, completely gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like if you bust open a glass bottle of soda, like it's just everything's splattered out.
Valdith, filthy men falls for them. They fall for her. Fire and shit. I don't know. Ash, lye, soap, gold, that sort of thing.
Steel.
Close, but not quite.
But yeah, so you are all shown 2 rooms. These rooms each of them have a very lovely view that can be switched if you press a button. Like the window, like they're defaulted to like a lovely grass meadow, like at midday, and there's a little like switch on the side of the window that if you press it will switch to a large variety of different views.
Caroline is gonna press it, trying to find an off button.
Eventually, there's one that is just a wall.
But it's a different color wall than the other
enough.
wall.
No, it's like the window becomes the wall.
Yeah. It looks like the other walls or something.
Yeah.
Close enough.
There's one that looks like a desert. That's what Ithram says is too.
Yeah. You get a little bit of a
Is there one that
warm
looks like the
breeze coming
Feywild?
in. Yes.
Gens found his.
Discusses it the ocean. If there's one that's like,
You hear seagulls.
yeah.
Some luxury location of some sort.
The sound of casinos.
You actually you get the sound. You get the very particular almost what are they called? The
Scrooge McDuck vault.
no
Perfect.
wind. You get sort of the wind chime-esque sounds of air flowing through the city of Luxura.
Perfect. That works.
Because the glass city of Luxura or Luxuria. I need to go back and look at the map and see what I named it.
That's basically what you named it.
Yeah.
Titania flips through all of them, and then if there's nothing more interesting, probably settle on the Feywild.
I mean, they're like, what do you mean by more interesting? There are views from all the elemental planes.
Titania's looking for the one with naked people in it.
Or drugs.
Possibly, yeah.
So
Woodstock,
Woodstock,
anything.
1960.
So, view of Radnir's divine domain, where there's naked people and
Okay.
drugs.
Legit.
Instinctively, I'm just sort of twitching. I don't understand.
Just
No, I'm not going to. I'm not. No, Esme, I'm not going to today's room. No.
I watched that for a while, and then I switched it to something chill, because,
just a little bit.
you know.
Get your fix.
Valdeth in the same room, just watching.
Do we have
shit
the same
set.
room?
If you want.
I don't know.
I don't know.
If you want to, you can. If not, you don't have to.
We don't share a room normally.
Nothing.
I feel like Valdeth could have still walked in on this.
Probably, absolutely.
Yep.
You still have a bottle to kill.
It's just the grandpa thing. Walk in, put hat down, turn a corner, pick hat up, walk back out.
Right.
Oh, hi.
We still have a bottle to kill.
Oh, I didn't know we had any left. Yes. Here. I will switch it to the Feywild.
So, Ithram,
Yes.
you can scribe if you have the gold for the materials, or if you already purchased the materials, you can scribe the spells Magnify Gravity and Immovable Object into your spellbook.
Ooh.
Immovable object.
Yep, and you now have access to Graviturgy.
So, did you ever figure out what it was?
The
The riddle.
the poem thing you said?
Mhm.
No. What is it?
It's just raw ore.
I got stuck on dirty women, and then just focus was gone.
It,
A lot of people make that same mistake.
falls for filthy men covered in dirt and grime.
I mean,
As
I
they-
got
as
stuck
soon as-
on I got stuck on Filthy Men. So
As soon as they pick her with a pickaxe.
it's always or.
Whatever it is, it doesn't matter what the riddle is. It's always or. That's always the answer.
So
It was very clever.
Dwarven riddles are very poetic. It's one of the things that I actually enjoy about the city I come from.
Sorry, that wasn't to you. Just remembering the goblin one that I said earlier, which was not poetic at all.
Yeah.
before you turn in for the night, Fanivel says to Valdeth, "Here is your pay for successful delivery." Hands you a small chest with money in it.
How much was the pay?
If
It wasn't very much.
it was like
That one was
it was like 50 gold total, I think it was.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For delivery.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it's 50 gold.
No, it
total.
was. I thought it was 10 gold per head.
No, that was a different one.
Okay.
That was the
Yeah, I found one that paid
yeah.
less, but where
Okay.
we wanted.
Yeah, that was
All right,
the
all right.
caravan guarding was 10 gold per person.
Oh yeah.
that is going to be 7 gold.
It's actually the
14
caravan that
silver.
left behind you, the fisherman that
7.14.
the caravan that left behind you that Fisherman's Hook was on was that caravan. So
Yeah.
7 gold, 1 silver, 4 copper each,
Okay.
Fuck that Poseidon guy.
with the copper left over.
7 gold, 4 silver.
There-
7 gold, 1 silver, 4 copper.
Okay.
And then there's a copper left over.
Marinus is very nice, Nikki.
Scuzz doesn't know this.
But Titania's gonna peer over Ball's shoulder. I wanted to talk to you about family stuff, and I don't know how soon we're leaving, or if you're like busy in the mornings.
Well,
When's the best?
you could come with me now, and we could chat while we're setting Ádhamh up in the research lab. Once we start tests, you'll have to leave, but we can chat then, or we could chat in the morning.
Yeah, we're not supposed to talk about some of the stuff in front of him. I got yelled at, so
He's actively being experimented with right now, and you can do what you need to here.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll come.
Okay.
See you in a bit.
She leads the way.
Oh, yep.
So, what's going on as you're walking?
So, I sort of, we've been having some, our Griffin company, we had like this weird thing that happened with, I don't know, time stopping just for us and not anyone, not like Val's servant. And we went and talked to Rilner Weaveborn, yeah, that's his name. About it, and apparently it might. I sort of, told him about the me getting kind of sick because I figured, well, fuck, if weird time stuff is happening, then maybe it's important to just do that anyway, even though I'm not supposed to. And then apparently it might have something to do with what's happening to me is something to do with like my divine blood getting activated or something, and I should talk to older folks in the family.
Older folks like Grandpa? Or Grandma?
Like older than that.
Older than that.
Like grandma.
I mean, yeah, you could always go try to find Emiliana. I don't know where where the door is though.
No, okay, you hadn't heard.
Yeah. Grandpa might know.
Crap.
If you want to go to Ilhanador.
Yeah.
He always knows things, even though it's weird. And Grandma knows things too, but
So yeah, I'm supposed to figure that out and maybe try and find the 3 oldest children of
the firstborns? Oh. I know one of them's in the city.
Really?
Yeah. I think secondborn. I've never met her, so I don't know where exactly she is, but I know she's somewhere in the city.
I didn't know that.
I don't know about the first. I don't know about the first or third though.
Okay.
But Grandma Brava might know more. They have a teleportation circle at their estate. I can send you there.
Ooh. Brava does?
Yeah. Yeah, at the estate in Ilhanador.
They do?
Yes.
Actually. That's fast, right?
Yeah, I mean that's just teleportation.
It's kind of late where you think they'd be, I don't know.
I mean, they're probably asleep. If they sleep. Actually, I don't think Grandpa sleeps.
It's fair.
He might not be asleep.
Yeah, I just did the trance thing. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think he even does that.
Could they send me back here?
Possibly. Or they could send you back home. Like, if you guys want to make a detour.
True. Okay.
I could send you and your wagon if you want.
Ooh. Yes. That I should probably ask the rest of the group that. But yeah, that might be that might work. Okay. Okay. Cool. You think they'll be fine with me have been talking to tired the Weaveborn?
Grandpa?
Yeah,
Sure, yeah.
he'll be fine.
Like he won't care.
Yeah,
Brava?
but
I don't know.
okay. Well, thanks. That was helpful.
Do you want to see what we're doing in here? She says, pointing at the room that you guys have just now arrived to.
Sure. I'm here.
You're my sister. I give you permission. She opens the door. Yeah, you see, this is it's basically an observation room. You see that they're sort of setting up Ádhamh in what is basically a bedroom, but with a see-through wall that they can observe him from.
Mm-hmm.
And as they're setting things up, you see him he's removed the upper half of the robe, so he's just bare from the waist up, and you can now more clearly see that massive like wound that looks like he got impaled.
Yeah.
And as he's standing there and as they're watching, he just sort of reaches back and just starts scratching at his neck, and then grabs something and pulls a sword made out of bone out of his spine. And as he rolls his shoulders and inspects it, Fanival goes, "Now that is new." And that's where we're going to end for this week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.